high-quality PE sport can have a transformative effect on lives and communities in this country and elsewhere across a range of very important issues. Okay, last one. We've won the argument. Policymakers, the great British public, our colleagues in our schools, they all understand and believe in the transformative power of sport and PE. We've won the argument. Okay. So this is testing the Baroness's assertion yesterday that this has been a quiet revolution. Yeah, the improvement has taken place. You are seeing it every day. We've seen it on the stage. As a South East Londoner, I've got to pay tribute to Eltham Green. My goodness. And what we saw yesterday, you see it every day. The revolution has happened and continues to happen, and we need to brag. Yeah, we need to turn up the volume. So when I talk about us offering some coaching today, Evelyn, it's in that area of how do we actually turn up the volume and remain coherent, which I think we've already had an exercise or a demonstration of. Now this is really important, and I just want to get serious for a moment because this really, really matters, I believe. I'll give you a couple of examples. So in this country, to the day, the 20th anniversary of Nelson Mandela walking out of prison, we are approaching the landmark, if we haven't already got there, where we send as many or more black boys of African and Caribbean origin, or young men, to prison as we do to university. We're not far off that figure. We can make a difference with the work that we do. There's an epidemic. People talk about obesity. There are many epidemics going on amongst our young people at the moment. The one that people don't talk about much is around body image, self-esteem, eating disorders. In my view, there's an epidemic going on in our country right now in these areas. We can make a difference through the work that we do, if we're prepared to brag about it and brag about it well. Chris Holmes last night was telling me that of visually impaired people who want to work, almost 70% are unemployed at the moment. So almost 70% of those people who have a contribution to make and want to make it cannot do so right now. They're unemployed. We can make a difference around all of these and many, many other issues. But we can only make that difference if we raise our game and if we're prepared to get out there and tell people about the work that we're doing and keep raising the bar. That's our starting assumption. So I'm going to stop prattling on in a moment and hand over to you, Evelyn. So the idea here is to see and to listen to what you're going to hear today in the spirit of what can I take from this which informs my going out there and doing what needs to be done. And Evelyn, you are our coach. And later on there'll be a couple of team drills. In a way, we've already done one with that. But we're going to start off with the power of story, the power of music, and one of the things which you're as passionate about as these people are about sport. You're as passionate about all children having access to music and its power. So we'll start off with the power of music, with the power of your own story, and if you like, with a team talk. So Evelyn, over to you.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, this is such an interesting experience for me to address you, simply because a lot of the inspiration I receive as a musician comes from sports people. It comes from sports environment. And the interesting thing that I think we have in common is that we have to embark on a journey. We have to embark on a journey that does not take 5 minutes. It takes a lifetime. And within that journey, we're taking all of these different avenues that leads to basically the unknown. So my story is basically this. I grew up in the northeast of Scotland in a farming community. I was introduced to music through school, whereby every single child had the opportunity to learn a musical instrument. The chemistry between myself and percussion seemed to be very positive indeed. There were so many opportunities to perform in different environments within the school system, but also outside in the community and further afield. So all the communication line, as it were, and the progress of each individual happened. It happened. So it wasn't just talked about, it actually happened. And that's why in most schools throughout the United Kingdom, you found a school orchestra, you found a school band, a choir, a recorder group, a pop group, etc., etc. And that was a very powerful experience, especially as a 12-year-old like myself stepping into a new secondary school, seeing the school orchestra play during one assembly and being totally inspired by that. Now, I often ask myself, if I didn't see that school orchestra play, what would have happened? What would have happened? So that was a very, very important day in my life. And it really set the scene. That was almost the canvas that was given to me to basically draw my life, my little journey, as it were. And so as the school years progressed, I decided from the age of 15 that I would like to give music a go professionally. And so I auditioned for 2 places, thinking that I'd never get in. And it was the Royal Academy of Music and the Royal College of Music in London. I was 15 going on 16 years old, so really quite young to be even thinking about those places. But nevertheless, the places were indeed open to me, and I decided to go. Now, I had one very, very clear aim in my mind. I wanted to be a solo percussionist. Why did I want to be a solo percussionist? Simply because I loved the experience of projecting sound, of communicating sound, of embarking on my own, in a way, private journey with the instrument and giving then a sound meal to you, my customers really, members of the audience. And I very quickly understood that without an audience, my playing was quite different. With an audience, you allow us to walk on this tightrope. You allow us to walk in a way, or take a sort of journey where we're exploring things that never seems to happen in the privacy of our own private practice room. And this was really, really interesting, because for me as a player, I was embarking on already the unknown. There was no solo repertoire for solo